What are we
Yeah,
doing today?
we're just going to talk about Julva.
Oh, yay! My favorite topic.
Well, it's vulva with a J, so I'm going to talk all about it.
Hey y'all, Dr. T here. Just wanted to give a little brief intro to my upcoming interview. Dr. Anna Cabeca and I spent about 20 minutes together. Dr. Anna Cabeca is an OBGYN board certified. She's also the inventor and an author. She's the inventor of a product called Jova, which is a cream that I have a lot of my patients buy that has some DHEA, some Arctic Rose in it, and some really other cool products. And it's used daily for women that are suffering from pelvic pain, vaginal dryness, and just decreased sensation in the vulvar area. And the thing that's beautiful about it is the cost is relatively inexpensive and it works amazing. She's had hundreds of thousands of women try the product. I have probably a couple hundred of my patients on the product, and right now for this month I'm offering a discount on it for you to try. She has a 7-day free trial and she has a 60-day money-back guarantee, so you can't just find that anywhere. So I want to spend some time with her. I want you to listen to the interview and hope you all are having a good day.
It's a pleasure to be here with you. So Jova, part of the reason I created Jova was just that, because I was struggling myself with having delivered 4 babies, bladder leaks. Anyone, that accidental leak when you cough or sneeze? I mean, not sexy to talk about at all, but look, it's reality. And the more we can share, then we can open ourselves up to finding a solution and get help. So bladder leaking, vaginal dryness, early menopause. I was diagnosed with early menopause at age 39, and I was told I was permanently and irreversible infertile. And with that, struggled with a lot of things, emotionally, physically, certainly.
So you're an OBGYN. You had premature menopause and all the stuff that goes along with that. What is it about? I mean, obviously, not only do you have the academic knowledge, but then you had the firsthand knowledge. Why did you come up with this cream Jova? Like, what was it that made you want to make this?
Well, I've been very interested in androgen therapy from an early time. So when in 1999, one of my first patients to come into my medical practice, she had a 63-year-old with ductal carcinoma in situ, breast, precancerous breast condition. And she said, my doctor won't give me estrogen. I have dryness and hurt with sex, and I'd rather die than live this way. Help me, doctor. So that led me into the discovery of using androgens such as testosterone vaginally for women and topically for women, or supplementing with bioidentical testosterone and DHEA for women, and the safety in that even in breast cancer. So early research was available even way back then. And when I retired my clinical practice in 2015, honestly, burning out, being a single mom, raising kids, teenage girls, I don't know if you can relate, but
Had one. Now she's older. I say this, girls count for 3 boys. So you definitely paid your time.
That's right. So, and I have 4 girls altogether. So, I've definitely learned a lot. So back in 2015, I retired my clinical practice to put, God and family first, to be a single mom, manage my kids and help them as much as I could. And my patients called me. They're like, Dr. Anna, I can't no one will fulfill, my physician won't give me your vaginal prescription, your bioidentical hormones. They won't fulfill it. And I'm having issues with bladder leaking, can't orgasm, having dryness. Please help me. Right. And I'm like, well, I can come up. I had a skincare line, and I had created way back in early 2000s a vaginal tablet. But anything inserted vaginally is considered a drug by FDA standards. So I had to pull that off the market, but and I did, a small, single owner, practice. I didn't have the money to fund the studies that need to be funded, the clinical studies. So anyway, patients were calling me and they're like, Dr. Anna, help me. And I said, well, I can create a skincare product to use topically that works just as well. I'd played with it over the years for myself, because number one, I hate to insert anything vaginally that's not giving me pleasure, let's just say. And secondly, I got your eyebrows to raise, Shawn.
All about it. Well, yeah, I mean, I'm trying not to have a reaction to that, but I failed miserably.
It was good. No, you did really good. All right, I was thinking if I could get a reaction. Okay, so anyway, I think that was a really big thing. Topical use is gentler, more, it increases compliance. We're going to do that more. And so I wanted to create something that was easy to apply externally, that had really good effects internally as well. And so I've been, playing with different formulas and always tweaking my compounded formulas as well. And so when patients started calling me, and I said, well, let me create something for you that you don't need a prescription for, that's natural, without parabens, without synthetic preservatives, without aspartame, which is in many topical lubricant formulas. We don't want any of that stuff that are all hormone disruptors that actually can cause more problems in the long run, that can really help and get to, to really be restorative to our area. And I say clitoris to anus, it is the prime real estate, the most important real estate of our bodies. And we really want to keep it healthy. And as a woman, I mean, things change as we age. Yeah, we'll go through menopause asymptomatically, but vaginal changes occur regardless. We can be the best, most beautiful, most athletic, most everything, but thinning of the vaginal walls will occur as we age to 100% of us. And we need to stop that, because it adds to this, not only the sexual health issues, but incontinence, which is the number one reason caregivers put their loved one in a nursing home. And I've mentioned my teenage daughters. Well, when I'm old and having incontinent issues, they're not going to need any other excuse to put me away in a nursing home, tucked away somewhere for sure. So I want to avoid that.
Well, that's good. I think that's the title of your next book, Clitoris to Anus. I think I'm pretty much, I'm thinking that is like, you see that on the shelf, you're buying that book. But I would totally agree. I mean, I see it all the time. Women that come in with what they think, especially, those perimenopause, menopause women, with what they think is BV or some other vaginitis yeast. And the reality is it's vaginal dryness and estrogen deprivation and things like that. And so I guess, like you said, you used to compound this, you used to send them to a compounding pharmacy, but I think you found also not just, and I think it's got coconut oil in it. I want you to kind of go through, but there's actually like a secret ingredient that you kind of went out on a mission, and I don't know how long it took you to find this, but it's pretty cool. So I just wanted you to tell everybody kind of the main constituents of it.
Sure, yeah. And when I decided to formulate this as a topical skincare, I really wanted the best ingredients. And also in my years of working with formulating vaginal and topical vulvar products, how we can get it to have the best absorption, the best effect, right? With the smallest amounts with the best effect. And I think that's really important. None of us like putting a lot of cream on and then it doesn't absorb well. And it's like, I mean, we've all, I don't know, but in my realm of my years of compounding and prescribing, I've experienced a whole bunch of stuff. And that goes with lubricants too. So a couple things that I understood, I knew the research on DHEA, and DHEA for us is available over the counter topically in the United States. And so with this formula, DHEA was for sure one of my key ingredients in there. The research, even in breast, I always think of my patients as if they had breast cancer. What can I do for them that's safe, effective, and restorative? So DHEA has many safety profiles. With that said, if you're under the treatment of breast cancer, please consult with your oncologist to make sure that you can use this product. And everyone is different. Certainly I have clients whose oncologists are recommending this, but each individual is different. So DHEA is, beautiful, beautiful ingredient. And DHEA is produced by our adrenal glands. It's a restorative, energizing molecule for us. And I really wanted to improve, like when we think about wrinkle, we're gonna wrinkle. So wrinkles around the mouth, wrinkles around the eyes, right? We're wrinkles down there, and they do not belong there. We want to avoid that.
Well, man, we have wrinkles down there, but I think that's okay.
That's okay too. So So one of the ingredients is, and I also understood stem cell technology and understanding the power of stem cells. So I came across in my discovery process the plant stem cells from the alpine rose, which is this beautiful flower, this rose that blossoms in the harsh conditions of ice and snow and rocky terrain of the Swiss Alps. And it's been studied for antiviral properties. So just think of HPV virus, herpes virus, there's things that can accumulate down in our pelvic floor region as well. And also it's collagen building properties and anti-wrinkle properties. So this is just this beautiful alpine rose stem cells. And if you think about that, that really defines femininity, Shawn. I mean, this blossoming despite the harsh surroundings, right?
I can say that.
Yeah, and especially women post-menopause.
Mm-hmm. Sounds like a Virginia O'Keeffe painting or something you were describing there. But yeah, it's just. I think the thing that's fascinating is it's one of the proof is in the pudding, as it were, too. And I, as any provider, whenever we make recommendations for things, we want to know they work. And so I wouldn't be having this discussion with you had I not had multiple women that are using this instead of using sometimes hormones, like you said, things like Astroglide or KY that are actually somewhat detrimental at times because they're petroleum based or chemicals in there that just shouldn't be down there. So, and I have people that use it multiple times. I'm curious from your perspective, since you see what percentage of people or women are reordering or are buying this, over and over and over again because it works? I mean, I'm sure you're seeing it a lot.
Yeah, we have tens of thousands of subscribers, that women who get it on a monthly or every 2-month basis right now. And that has just been growing. Remember, I brought it to market in 2016. So just in 4 years. So we have grown to over, regular prescribers in the tens of thousands and then over 100,000 users. So it continues to grow and spread, and, people share it. I know we've gotten a lot of, people saying we're putting it in stocking stuffers for our girlfriends for this Christmas.
You have a couple of tubes there. It's good size for a stocking stuffer, right?
Oh. Yeah, so this is the Jova tube. This is it lasts for 2 months, 60 days. So usually say a small pea-size amount. So just a small amount. Again, I wanted it concentrated and to last for 60 days. So a pea-size amount every day. And we use that. And then here we'll give you a link to for a free trial. This is 7 nights of Jova in this little handy dandy packet. So it comes like this, and it's 7 nights, a 7-night sample. So we'll give you a link to a free trial, just a small amount for shipping. And this is awesome.
When do you have them put that on? At night when they go to bed?
I usually say, it really depends. You can definitely use it before intercourse, but keep it in your routine. So say, for example, if we have people on a routine of progesterone at night, then this is nice to use in the day, after you get up, shower, whatever, and you can massage it on clitoris to anus, use for the entire tissue. Women have said that they've had improvements in hemorrhoids, improvement in fissures, as well as the accidental bladder leaks and all the vaginal, naturally restoring your vaginal moisture as well. You can use it again during intercourse and as part of foreplay, also as a lubricant. You can do it then, but whenever you'll remember to do it. So it absorbs very, very quickly. It really does. It's designed to just, absorb into your tissue and feel really good. Feels good, smells good, tastes good. All those good things. So.
Wow, taste. Wow. Okay, you covered all the bases. That's great.
I tried.
I'm in Austin, so everybody wants to know if this is gluten-free, GMO, all that stuff, organic. Does it check all the boxes?
Seriously, there's nothing bad in here. And I'm really, really careful about it because number one, I use it regularly. I love this and I use it and recommend it. And anything I put my name on, you have to know that it's the highest standard. I was a physiologist and scientist and chemist before I ever went to medical school. And, I'm as loud a proponent of detox and getting rid of hormone disruptors as you are. So it's so important. So paraben free, without preservatives. I mean, it's really clean. So there's some vitamin E, which is a natural preservative. There's coconut oil, emu oil, shea butter in there also as emollients. And totally clean, no parabens, no hormone disruptors, and a nice recyclable plastic tube. So I wanted to be sure that my products were also recyclable.
What's that 2-month supply? What's the retail on that?
So it is $69.
Okay, that's a great price, of course, naturally. that did not go over my head.
Okay, I'm checking.
Well done.
But and we'll give you a code so that your audience can also have a discount code on that. And then
we're gonna put a link. And I think if there's any guys watching, this is kind of a cool like stocking stuffer just to kind of throw in there, and you get the benefit, but you're also thinking about your partner, and you can actually, I guess, if you use it before intercourse, you actually get the added bonus of having some internal application there. So for the vaginal mucosa, which could be a bonus as well. And you mentioned the DHEA, which I think it's important to know that we worry about DHEA with breast cancer simply because DHEA can convert into some estrogen. So for women that have those estrogen dependent breast cancers, that's why she recommended talking to your oncologist, because even though something's over the counter, Tylenol, whatever, you can use it the wrong way. And sometimes we don't want you to use it. So always good. Obviously, probably 99.99% safe, but it's always something you just want to bring up and know that, it's been vetted hundreds of thousands of times, and I recommend it. And obviously Dr. Cabeca recommends it. So we're going to have a link to get you some Jova. She said earlier, if you're just joining, you can actually get a free week trial size that you just have to pay for shipping. The big tube is $69. It would have been cool if it was $69.69. That would have been better, but $69. We'll have a discount. Great stocking stuffer. And I want to thank you so much. Is there anything else that you want to mention before we go or talk about with Jova?
100% 60-day money-back guarantee. I mean, I want every woman to try it, experience the changes. Oftentimes, especially if you've had a lot of vaginal dryness for a while, initially when you start using, it may be too strong, too much, too fast. And so we just say, go slower if you're feeling like, just for example, if we go for a skincare treatment, we want to have new healthy cells, right? After a skincare peel or whatever we may do, Jova is designed to work. You're going to see changes. You're going to see an improvement. And again, for some women, it's too much, too fast. So then we just say, slow it down, but it is designed to work. And if for whatever reason, contact our customer service team. They are amazing. And we have 60-day money-back guarantee, no questions asked.
How long do you find that women use it before they start noticing something?
So most women notice something right away within the first 4 to 6 weeks of using it. And sometimes we need to increase it to twice a day. In a few women, I would say that's less than 10% of women will need an increased amount. So it's interesting. But really 4 to 6 weeks, some people right away and others longer.
And women are paying $3,000 for these vaginal rejuvenation procedures and blah, blah, blah. When the reality is and those work too, but that should be kind of like a last resort when you can use something that's natural, that helps on so many different levels and is like under $100 for 2 months supply, well under 100. So it's like, why not at least try this if you're having incontinence, vaginal dryness, pain with an intercourse, especially like insertional pain. And I think too, women can apply this on their own. They don't really have to even have sex per se, because it will bring increased sensation. If you're just on your own or if you're in a same-sex relationship, it still can help increase the sensation and probably help with just sexual response and things like that.
Well, it keeps the tissue healthy, and that's what we want long-term, because otherwise we're susceptible to bacterial infections, bacterial vaginosis, that fishy odor, yeast infections, dryness, a loss of muscle strength and integrity as things go on. So I always say, Jova Vulva with pelvic floor exercises is key. And I have many practices that do vulvar rejuvenation laser procedures, and they're recommending Jova pre-op and post-op as well to increase the effectiveness of the therapy and the benefits of it. So yeah, right on with you.
Perfect. Well, thanks for taking time out tonight. Hopefully the next time I get up to Dallas area, I'll give you a call and we can have dinner and we'll talk extra loud about Jova. So we'll see.
No, we won't. We'll just give out samples.
It's always interesting when two gynecologists have dinner. So thanks for talking. I'm sure there's great things in the works for you, with your other items and probably more books, but we'll have you back. And thanks so much for talking to me.
Thank you. It's my pleasure.